Good for a 5-minute start?
Said it right.
Carbone. Everybody good? Get my timer going. Today's news conference will begin in 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
I can check for you if it's been released already.
It's on here, right? Does that mean it's on?
No, this is special. This is the PowerPoint presentation that
Oh,
we
you
do.
guys put that together?
Yeah. So it's different from
What's on the
what's
internet?
available on, yeah.
Really?
Well, it's the same thing, but it's just different format.
Oh.
It doesn't look like it's been released yet, so we'll 10:35. They'll release it.
Okay.
So shortly.
Is this video on YouTube yet?
Yeah.
Oh.
Jen, this video is available on YouTube. Thank you.
Yeah. It's the latest one. It'll be up there.
Are they gonna put his picture up again too?
Yeah, here it is.
Of the victim? No, I don't have that. But
We sent it to you on Sunday.
it's in the link.
Okay.
It's in the link, but it's not on here because this.
Okay, no,
when we
no,
got
but
this
when you
out,
release it again, do you release his picture again?
Yeah, it's all attached. So then the next one, they can see previous one. It's all in there. Yeah. 3 minutes?
You guys taking this live?
Yeah.
That's great. I've done that before.
Two minutes?
Tristan told me that when he was down at Disney, the staff guys that they had all had blood guns in them.
1 minute.
Yeah, and that they would stop and then fired off their weapons after.
45?
Yeah, I know. I actually thought it was on time.
30? 20? 15. 10. 5. 'Good morning, and thank you for attending headquarters. My name is Constable Carolyn DeClute, and I'm here today to introduce Detective Sergeant Mike Carbone of Homicide. He will be updating you on homicide number 34 of 2015. Detective Sergeant?
Thank you. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for attending. On Wednesday, August 19th at approximately 12:10 a.m., the Toronto Police Service responded to a call to the area of Dundas Street East, just east of Sherbourne Street. The officers were responding to a call for service for sounds of gunshots. The officers were directed to Oskinaton Lane, which runs north of Dundas Street, just east of Sherbourne. When they arrived, they found the lifeless body of the now identified Shaka Reid, 36 years, of Toronto. The investigation has revealed that Mr. Reid was with several of his friends and was observed in the area of Sherbourne and Dundas Street. Sometime around 12 a.m., Mr. Reid commenced walking eastbound on the north side of Dundas Street. At this time, a white vehicle traveling westbound on Dundas Street slows down and stops. The vehicle stops near Oskinaton Lane, where up to 4 individuals exit the vehicle. It appears that Mr. Reid engages one of the individuals in a brief conversation, at which time Mr. Reid is fatally shot. The shooter and the remaining individuals return to their vehicle and drive away. The cause of death was determined to be a single gunshot wound to the chest. The Toronto Police Homicide Squad is releasing surveillance CCTV video of the vehicle believed to be involved in the homicide of Mr. Shaka Reid. The vehicle depicted in this video is believed to be a white, newer model Ford Taurus. As you can see from the video, Dundas Street appears to be fairly busy, with several vehicles both traveling in an east and west direction. I would like to appeal to anyone who was on Dundas Street during that time to call police. Anyone with information regarding this vehicle is asked to contact the Toronto Police Homicide Squad at 416-808-7400.
Detective Sergeant, so four suspects that you're looking for, or one?
Well, there's 4 individuals associated to that vehicle. Would certainly like to speak to everyone who was associated to that white Taurus on the 19th of August.
Was that white Taurus seen in the area in the hour before, or is it just at the time of murder?
We have learned that that vehicle was in the area prior to the homicide occurring.
How far prior?
Probably up to an hour before the actual homicide occurred.
You said up to 4, is it 4 or less than 4?
As you can see from that surveillance image, 2 individuals walk up to the driver's side of the vehicle. We know for certain there's 2. We know there's another person on the other side. There could be someone in the vehicle that's not depicted in the actual video.
So you don't have any suspect descriptions at this point?
Other than to say that we're looking for some male individuals in their early 20s.
You said that there was a conversation between the suspect and the victim. Can you give us an idea, do you have any idea what they might have been talking about?
At this point, it's not something I'm going to be sharing with the media. However, it wasn't escalating to the point where it was an argument. It just appears that there was a conversation.
There were people in the area that told the media the day of the homicide that the victim was going to deal drugs in that alleyway. Can you comment on those?
I'd certainly like to speak to those individuals. That's why we're appealing here today. I'm not going to comment as to what they said to the media, but I would invite them to come and see us here at the Homicide Squad. We'd certainly take obviously speak to them as a result of what they heard or saw.
Do you know why the victim was in the area?
Is there any indication that the victim spoke with the occupants of that vehicle in that hour leading up when they were in the area?
Well, certainly, again, when we're appealing to the public, we'd like to see or hear from anyone who actually saw that, and that's our message here today. We're certainly reaching out or trying to reach out to as many people as possible. Obviously, if someone had seen Mr. Reid speaking to the individual of this vehicle, we certainly like to speak to them.
So if he's talking to the suspect just before he's shot in the chest, clearly targeted, can you give us a little background on what Mr. Reid did for a living, or maybe, you know?
I'm not going to get into Mr. Reid's background. However, he is known to the police. Certainly, again, it's very early stages of the investigation. With this release to the media, I'd certainly like to reach out to more people who may have known Mr. Reid, or certainly, like I already said, there does appear to be quite a busy street, and it was warm that night, so there would have been, you know, a fair bit of people out there. All we want to do is try and reach out to these people and have them come forward.
Fair to say it's targeted then?
Yes, it's targeted.
Is this near to his residence? Is he from downtown?
I'm not going to comment as to where he resides. He's certainly known to that area, and it wouldn't be uncommon for him to be at Dundas and Sherbourne.
Can
Have
you
you
tell
ruled
us
out
whether
the
or not
friends
his
he was
family?
with? Have you ruled out the friends he was with?
I'm sorry, I'm just going to answer this question first. Sorry.
Can you tell us whether or not he has family?
He does have family, yes.
Children?
I'm not going to comment on whether he has some children or not, but he does have family within the city of Toronto.
Have you ruled out the friends that he was with before he broke away from them?
I'm not going to comment on the investigation as far as ruling them out. My plea here today is to reach out to anybody who knew Mr. Reid or had any contact with him, certainly on the 19th, but we would speak to anyone who had any contact with him in general. Okay?
Last question?
Thanks, folks.
That concludes today's conference. Thank you for attending.